What's going on, guys? Welcome to 31 Days of Horror. I'm Morgan Film. Will you shut up? Dead roommates. What's going on, guys? Welcome to 31 Days of Horror. I am Morgan Film Fan. Let's jump into some scares. The last of the month. This is 13 Ghosts from 1960, directed by William Castle. And of course, this is one classic that I'd never seen before, obviously. All the films I review is a first-time watch. And last year I watched on my final day The Haunting of Hill House, and I absolutely loved it. I ended up giving it a 5 out of 5. And I wanted to do another 60s or 50s classic or some kind of horror movie classic for this one. So what did I think of the original 13 Ghosts? I'll tell you that the remake was, I'm not going to lie, it grew on me throughout the years after I watched it a few times more, because when I originally watched it, I absolutely despised that movie. But the 60s one, it is, this is delivered with one huge slice of American cheese, let me tell you. And I heard it's cheesy, but I didn't think it was this cheesy. William Castle is like an expert when it comes to haunting movies, spooky movies, stuff like that. But this was a lot of fun. I had a great time with this movie, and it entertained the hell out of me. What we have going on is there's a family that is kind of in the dumps, and they're having their house and their items basically repossessed. It's really hilarious, actually, when the wife is calling the husband at work, Cy. He works at a museum. He's like he's basically like a lecturer at a museum. And they're on the phone, and the movers who are taking all the furniture out, the last piece of furniture is the one the wife is sitting on while she's on the phone. And the guy's just standing there waiting for her to basically get up, and she's busy on the phone. So he just smacks her ass, and she's like, whoo, and gets up. I'm like, holy shit, if that happened in 2022, there would be so much repercussions going on in that situation. That is so bad. But anyways, the uncle of the husband has passed away, and they inherited his house. And basically this guy was like a ghost capturer. He was really into the supernatural. He owned Ouija boards and all that. And the house is haunted with, lo and behold, 13 ghosts. As is, as the story goes, we learn that there's 13 ghosts in this house. The lawyer's name is Benjamin Rush, and he is an attorney at law. So basically he takes care of the family's legal issues and all that stuff. So they apparently inherited this house. And he warns them right off the bat that the house is haunted, and there are certainly ghosts in the house. Now, they don't believe it. The wife, Hilda, is the first to kind of start to witness all these ghosts and poltergeist situations and really start to believe everything that's happening. It takes a little bit of time for the father to notice these things himself and start to believe them himself. They have a son named Buck and a daughter named Medea. And Benjamin has this, he's basically a snake kind of a guy. And he tries to get the son, Buck, to find money that's scattered all over the house because he knew that the uncle was rich. And that's why I put quotes on quotes that he, passed away. The very, very ending of the film, I'm not really going to give away, but it's kind of cheesy the way they do it. It's one of those endings that were classic when it came to like 50s and 60s movies where, like the Psycho ending, where they explain everything to the audience as if it's forced. They basically do the exact same thing here, and it's really funny. And the way it plays out, it's just so like, it's like no shit Sherlock kind of moment, or a kind of moment, and it's like they're describing to the audience not necessarily what they already know, but it's like they're reading off a storybook or something like that. It's hard to explain, but for anybody who's seen it will definitely know what I'm talking about. And there's situations where this lawyer Benjamin Rush is dressing up as a ghost to scare the family off, even though of course there is ghosts actually in the house. The caretaker, Elaine, everybody considers her a witch, and even the little boy, right off the bat, she's like, "Look, she even has a broom!" And this woman is just like straight-faced all the time. She looks like the meanest woman ever. And they play a little bit of a joke right at the end, like the very, very last scene with her as well on that. But yeah, the kid is relentless in like thinking that this woman is a witch and everything. There's this scene where there's this headless guy training a lion as ghosts. So there's a ghost lion in this movie. And as soon as I saw the ghost lion, I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. That is ridiculous. And then this headless guy shows up and he's, whipping the lion and trying to like train it as if he's in some kind of circus or something like that. And we obviously get the picture that that's how he died, was getting his head bitten off by the lion. And it's a cheese fest, but it's so damn entertaining that it's just, you have so much fun with it. There's a seance scene that is ridiculous. I forgot to mention too, I watched the normal black and white version because for anybody who knows already or doesn't know, there was a big gimmick with this film where you had these like this red and blue filter where if you look through the red filter you can see the ghosts, and if you look through the blue filter they're invisible or something like that. So they have that version of the film in here, but it doesn't come with the filters, so I figured I'd want to watch the original version to review it because I've never seen it before. But I'll probably check out that version. I don't know if I need 3D glasses. Regardless, like when this film came out, there's scenes where the characters on screen will put on glasses, and that was like the audience cue to put them on or something like that. I'm telling you, the glasses that these guys use in this freaking movie. They made fun of cell phones in the 80s because they were like bricks and you held them at your ear like this and you're like, "Hey, how's it going?" Well, these fucking glasses, or goggles you could say, have like 4 bolts on each side and they stick out to like here. And they're fucking, it's like in Jurassic Park when they used those goggles that like was half the size of a person's head. It's almost like that. They look like the cheesiest, corniest goggles you've ever seen in your life. It's absolutely hilarious, and that's what makes it awesome. And there's a cool scene with Benjamin's death too. He gets there's a bed that is kind of it works on this device where the top of the bed that's covering whatever, if you twist a knob or something, it comes down slowly. So his death is basically being crushed by a bed, which is a pretty ridiculous way to die, in my opinion, but still really, really funny. And I can't finish this review without mentioning the ghosts themselves. They literally just bounce around going, "Oh, oh, oh." It's like the cheesiest haunted house you've ever seen. Like when you get like people trying to be spooky, but they just come across as being corny, like, "Oh," when they're trying to scare kids and stuff like that. That's the whole movie when it comes to the ghosts. It's such a situation that like has to be seen to be believed. But the characters still are really good for what the film is and what was required of them. The kid's hilarious. Just his mannerisms and attitude. Like he's asked to like not tell anybody about finding the money by Benjamin because Benjamin just wants to use him, and clearly Benjamin wants the money for himself. But he's like, "Don't tell anybody because it's our little secret," and stuff like that. And the kid's like, he goes on and on by telling everybody, "Me and Ben have a secret and I can't tell you what it is." It's stereotypical for the time that this film came out. And it's just a hilarious film to see in this day and age, and one that I would still recommend. I ended up giving this a 3.5 out of 5, and I probably would give it an easy 71 out of 100, I would say. Why out of 100? Because I hate decimals. So, that's my review on 13 Ghosts. I hope you can find it somewhere and check it out. And without a doubt, it is a product of its time, and I'm very glad I ended off this 31 Days of Horror with 13 Ghosts from 1960. So I had a blast reviewing all of these films, and I hope you get a chance to check all the reviews out. Until next year, of course, I'm going to be doing much more for Christmas, much more as I always do. Check out what's on the channel already. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you'd like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. And I'll be back with more when I can, so stay tuned, and until then, have a good one, take care, and cheers.